Hi everybody, today we'll talk about online table booking. To start with, I'd like to briefly explain how most table reservation services works. Basically, they simply forward the customer's request to the call center, who then contacts the restaurants to see if there is a free table and confirm the reservation. However, this approach does not guarantee customer a free table and the confirmation itself at all. A profitable solution here is an online table reservation, so let's discuss that and its possibilities. First, it is very important to approach this issue globally. It is always take more than just a casual booking software system. Let's take a look at some bullet points you should consider. First, it is architecturally necessary to understand that we can start development from just a website, but after a while a new channel may appear. For example, a mobile application or a widget that you want to embed on your partner's website or on your own website, or maybe there will be an API for the integration with third-party services. This, of course, all gives a huge process optimization and improved customer service. Second, the possibility of the appearance of new halls or establishments, as well as a different menus, seasonality, and temporary availability for them as well. Even the layout of the tables can change actually. Let's see how it works on both sides, from the side of the restaurant and from side of the client. From the client side, the first thing we need to do is to authorize him. We must identify what kind of client it is. Usually this is required so the restaurant can contact the client if he is not on his reservation and possibly reschedule it to another time. Therefore, often for the identification method we use a phone number and one-time SMS. In addition, it is necessary to authorize the client for personalized interaction with him. In this way you can highlight VIP clients or clients with an individual discount. Next, what we do is we offer a client a choice of date and a number of seats. Let's see what this affects. The date may affect the cost of entry or the amount of the minimum deposit client should put. The number of guests will affect the number of tables we offer. If a guest reserves a table for 4 persons, we will not offer him a table with 2 or 8 seats, as this will not be beneficial for the establishment itself. Therefore, the choice of date and number of guests consistently affects what we will show the client in the next step. It is also important for the establishment to determine if it's allowed to make multiple reservations for the same table during the day or not. There are some cases when we offer a client temporary slots for booking, for example from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. let's say. But this method of booking is filled with a lot of problems. If a guest, for example, is late or he has not spent 2 hours but 3, in this case the next booking is shifted. Therefore, most of our clients for whom we developed a booking software system settled on an option that allow you to make only the booking per evening or anything like that. The next step is to show the client the tables. In other words, we show where he will sit. Often we do this through the map where we reflect the tables available for booking. It is useful to enrich this map with photos and interiors of your establishment. We also display the status of the tables, free or in the process of booking. This is important because if a customer wants to choose a table near the window but is currently occupied, then he can wait to reserve it if it becomes available soon. At this stage, the possibility of choosing several tables for large companies is an important point, since booking large banquets requires special attention. Online booking in such situation has the greatest value. On the restaurant side, we suggest disabling online booking for certain tables, for example for VIP tables or closed rooms where booking is available only through the manager. Also, it is important to note that during the booking we set time limits for the client. This is necessary because if, for example, we allocate 10 minutes to the client and after this time he is not active, then we ask him if he needs more time. If the answer is no, we simply return table to be available again. At the next stage, we offer the client various options depending on the setting of a particular institution. We can offer the client to make a reservation, choose something from the menu, or set different prepayment rules. We may offer a variety of deposit options, especially when it comes to Fridays, Saturdays, or other events such as concerts, for example. The size of the deposit, its value, and its condition can be customized at the discretion of the restaurant. We then redirect the customer to the online payment page if necessary. After the client has successfully made the payment, we notify him that the table is reserved. To confirm a booking, we may also send a SMS message with the relevant information, as a guest may accidentally close the page or leave after the payment or something else. In some establishments, we send an SMS message with a unique code that helps to quickly identify the client upon his arrival at the establishment or even later on the same stage. Another interesting feature that we can add to our booking system is the possibility of collect pre-bookings for large companies. Many of us have experienced the difficulty of organizing an order for a large group of people, especially if everyone wants to order something different. This can be a very labor-intensive and time-consuming process for someone who is in charge of organizations of the event. But with our collective pre-order system, everything becomes much easier actually. If I arrange a table reservation for 10 people, I can just share the link with my friends, everyone will choose what they need from the menu, and I will finish this order myself. It is also possible to pay a joint deposit. For example, for large companies, some establishments require a deposit of 20 euros per person. We suggest sending the link to every friend so everyone can contribute. You might also consider adding a reminder in the form of notification before booking so that the customer doesn't miss the appointment at all. That's all from the client side. Let's take a look at what's going on in the restaurant. On the restaurant side, the table reservation process involves many roles. Let's take a look at each. A convenient interface for a hostess who will meet guests is important. To quickly identify the client, I previously suggested sending the booking code via SMS. Upon arrival at the restaurant, the client can provide his code and the hostess will quickly find his reservation. It is important for the hostess to see private comments and notes, for example, if the client has a birthday today and wants to quickly get his table, or he is allergic to something. Also, to improve this process, you can use a simple face recognition system. After the first visit, the restaurant will know how the client looks and personalize his meeting on subsequent visits. The client will be pleased to be greeted by name and escorted to the reserved table. That's what we are aiming for. It is also important to keep a record of guests upon their arrival. In large companies where a table is booked for 10 people, guests can come in parts. Therefore, we keep a record of the number of guests who have come to be sure that all the reserved places will not be filled and no one will be left without a place. Below are orders from our customers. To effectively record our customers' orders, it is necessary to keep a detailed log. It will help us avoid mistakes when serving dishes and paying for the order. It is important to take into account all the features of the order, track its status, and record all the changes. If the customer has chosen to pay online, we store information about the transaction. In case of any problems with the order, we make sure to record the time and place as well as the user's data in order to eliminate errors and prevent their recurrence. We also track all the payments and deposits in an order, including online payment. In the order, we also display the pre-order and any individual comments. Next, let's talk about administration. In a restaurant, it is very important that the administrator knows what is happening in the establishment. We provide a map of all tables, show which tables are occupied, which are free, where you need to manually mark if guests are late or anything else. If a table is in the process of booking, we show that it does not need to be touched, that it will probably be booked soon. We give the receptionist a quick tool to check if the table is full or the booking was not made online. It is important to understand that booking can be made not only online but also by phone. Therefore, it is important to provide a tool for creating such bookings so they do not interfere with each other and all data can be collected in one database. As I mentioned earlier, at the table selection stage, we restrict the ability of customers to book some tables and allow the restaurant to close certain tables for reservations. Also, an important tool when booking tables is with high order volumes, it is important that the kitchen has access to a digital tool that allows you to understand how many pre-orders have been made, what dishes have been ordered, and by what time they need to be served. This helps the kitchen to manage the ingredient purchases as well as generate shipments for dish, serving total quantities and ingredients of that. In addition, we provide the kitchen with the ability to manage the menus, ingredients and prices, as well as the dependence of dishes on certain products. If ingredients runs out, we automatically remove all the dishes associated with it from the online booking. As a result, the restaurant receives a huge database with all the history of visits and orders of its customers, which allows you to plan marketing activities and personalize the service. For example, based on the history of orders, we can understand that the client drinks only red wine and waiter can build his service based on that. That's all I wanted to tell you about the online table reservation system. Stay with us, we promise to share our experience and new ideas. See you soon.